Well, we've just gone into this particular hive, and this is what we call a honey super, and we're expecting to see just honey in various stages up to capped. But we've just now gone into our first frame and we found eggs, larvae and capped brood, and we've also found a queen. So now the investigation is, have we got two queens in this hive? One in the top because there's a queen excluder between the top and the bottom, or have we accidentally trapped our queen in the top box and she's now obviously taking advantage by laying eggs in the top box. So this is a wait and see. We're now going to capture the queen, put her in a cage, just in case there's another queen in the bottom. This is a possibility. You can have this situation where you can have two queens in one hive. So we're just going to capture the queen now.
She's safe and sound now. We're going to just do another inspection underneath the queen excluder now, because if there is indeed a queen underneath, we cannot take the queen excluder out because the two queens will fight and kill one, and this is a very, very good laying queen, as we can see from the brood pattern, so we definitely want to keep her. So she's going to go in my pocket until we find out what the situation is underneath the queen excluder.
So we've now gone into the boxes below the queen excluder, and in the second frame we've already found eggs and larvae in the cells. So this is undoubtedly a situation where we have two queens in the hive, one in the bottom two boxes and one in the honey super at the top.
So here is the queen, and she's got a little chunk out of her wing on her right wing, and so we know that this is the queen that we saw earlier on because we noted that she got a right chunk of her wing out. So when we went into this hive, when we knew that there was a virgin queen and queen cells, we found this queen, but we did not stop to think that there might be another queen. So this can happen in certain hives. You can have two queens laying at once, and if there's a queen excluder between them, then obviously they can't get to each other and fight it out. When the queen excluder wasn't in, because we put it in as soon as we saw her laying, they must have just been at opposite ends of the hive and just avoided each other. So this is a bonus because we've got two queens instead of one queen. And what we have is we have a couple of nucleus colonies, small colonies at the other end of the apiary, which currently don't have any queens in them at all. And the queen cells that we left in there have somehow failed. So we're going to introduce this laying queen into that hive. So this is the nuke where there is no queen in at the moment, and we're actually having a plan to actually take that nuke right at the far end, which also doesn't have a queen in, and not very good queen cells, and we're actually going to merge these two nukes on top of the full-sized box with the queen, the laying queen in. So what will happen is the box will be underneath here, newspaper, one nuke, and what will happen is these two nukes will eat through the newspaper and then merge with the laying queen and the hive, and then they'll be all one colony, one strong colony as well. So we've just got to take out all the queen cells that we can see. Most of these are not working. Like we said, it wasn't a very good situation where there weren't very many queens being made. So we've got to take out all the queen cells, otherwise this queen that we're putting in will probably be killed because they'll be making their own queen cell. Having cleared out all the queen cells from this nuke, we're now going to go to the other nuke and do exactly the same process. So we take out all those queen cells so they haven't the hope of making their own queen. There's one. Take it out. There's another one here. It's all dried up inside, so they've abandoned that one.
That would never have happened either.
No. So as you can see, we probably wouldn't get a queen from these hives anyway. Frame's alright. Oh, there's a queen. Interesting. So here we have a virgin queen. So this hive has got a queen, so we might leave these alone and just merge the other nuke that we have. Because we don't really want to waste this queen. She looks really good actually.
She does.
So we'll leave her alone now. Good job we went into here then. So Andy's just brought the other hive, which did have the extra queen in, and put it on the nuke. So there may be a bit of fighting with the bees from the nuke coming through here. But first of all, before we do a merge, I'm going to let this queen out. So she's back in this hive. Currently on this end, there we go. So this can then go into this hive. Okay, she's on Andy's finger now. So she's probably a bit hungry. There we go. So she's safely into the hive now. So this hive is fine. And now what we need to do is put some newspaper on so that the bees don't immediately fight each other. They've got time to get used to each other's smell. And then once they have chewed through the newspaper, then they'll be merged. So we'll just put a few slits in each. Just to allow the pheromone to go in. Okay, that's all we need. And spot stones on top. Just line it up. Okay. And we're going to put an empty nuke box on the other side. And then next week, when they're both successfully merged, we'll then bring our full-size box, put these bees in the top, and have a fairly strong hive. Well, we've come back on Thursday to see how this hive has done and whether the merge is successful. We can tell even by not looking inside the hive that the newspaper has been shredded inside the hive and has fallen through the mesh floor. So there's a good chance that this hive has merged successfully. Looking out the front, everything is peaceful and quiet, and there are bees flying in and out, so that's a good sign as well. We just need to check that the queen that we've put in there is still laying and she's still alive, because there could be a chance that the other bees from the nuke box that we put on top could have killed her, but it's probably unlikely. So you can see that the bees have eaten through the newspaper, and we've looked in this box and there are eggs already. So the queen has gone into the top box and she's laid her eggs. So that's a really good sign. We're going to just see if we can find her. We found her at last, having looked through this hive about twice. We're seeing loads and loads and loads of eggs. So we know that this queen is really on a roll. So she'll really benefit from having the extra bees that were merged on Monday. So we'll leave her to it now.